All right, this is awesome to reconnect with Lamont Butler, the Aztec for life, the not just an Aztec legend, a San Diego sports legend. And he's back in San Diego. I know you're working out here. Saw some stuff on social media. Obviously, 4 years at San Diego State, iconic moments. One of the winningest, most accomplished Aztecs ever. Back with us on John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. First of all, Lamont, how are you, man? Thanks for hopping on again.
Man, I'm doing great. Love to be back in San Diego. Definitely want to thank you guys for having me on again. And John, I want to congratulate you for being named the radio voice of Aztecs basketball. That's big time.
I appreciate you saying it, man. I appreciate. I remember sitting next to Ted. I don't even know if I've ever told you this. You've obviously heard Ted's call of your shot. We were right there, as you could, courtside, like to your back, right? When you pull up for that jumper, you are right in front of Ted. Ted's probably 10 yards, maybe, Lamont. Like you remember it vividly, obviously. Ted is 10 yards from you. I'm right to his right. It's a moment that Aztec fans are going to remember for a long, long time. I appreciate you saying it. What is it like for you as someone that grew up in the Riverside area, played at San Diego State? Anytime you get back to San Diego, what is that like for you?
Man, it's awesome, man. San Diego's my home. I really want to be here forever. It's tough to leave here. Just to come back here and, feel the vibes of just the beach and the city, and, see all the people that I used to be around, especially like being around the Aztec basketball program. It's just great. It just feels like home.
We saw your video during the draft, and there was a lot of former Aztec players with you. The bond that you guys have created feels like a bond that will never be broken. Can you just talk to us about that special bond that you have with former teammates here, especially, former Aztec players?
Yeah, just like you said, the bond will never be broken. I've formed a bunch of brothers for life that I always, will be supportive of. And, these are the guys that will be in my wedding, a part of my wedding, and just throughout life. Just guys that have just allowed me to grow as a person, and they impacted me in great ways my 4 years here. So it's just a credit to Dutch and his staff for putting such a great group of guys together, and just allowed me to form brothers for life.
Lamont Butler with us right now, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. I think this speaks so highly of you as an individual and as a player that it's hard enough to be remembered at any one school, but you're going to be remembered fondly at two schools. I mean, you left for Kentucky. You helped guide the Wildcats to a Sweet 16. I see the reaction from Kentucky fans everywhere in terms of the impact you made in 1 year. What was the experience like? I think from afar here, everyone was rooting for you. What was the 1 year experience like for you after 4 years at San Diego State?
Man, it was a one of a kind experience, man. It was nothing like playing for Kentucky. I had an awesome year. We had a great group of guys, a team that was really good. I think we were derailed by some injuries, but just the people that were in the program, Coach Pope and his staff, they were all awesome, and then their fans were great. So I really enjoyed my 1 year there. I just think I've been blessed to go to two schools where the fan bases are, amazing. So, and also just the rich culture of history between both. I just had an awesome time in college.
What was that moment like when you got the call from the Atlanta Hawks to sign you after the draft?
Man, it just felt like a dream come true, to get a call from an NBA team and for them to want you a part of their organization. It was just something I've been working for my whole life. Really just a blessing to just, to have this opportunity that, many want to have, but, not many do. And, for me to have my foot in the door, I'm just ready to take this opportunity and run with it. And hopefully I can continue to grow my game and grow as a person.
Lamont Butler with us right now, John and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. So take us through this process. What has this experience been like for you post-college? Because I know you were in the summer league, but you were dealing with an ankle, I think, at the time. So how's your health, and what's the process like to build up for this upcoming season?
Ankle's feeling good right now. Like you said, I've been working out. I'm out here in San Diego working out and, training. In about a month, I'll go up to Atlanta and start to work out there in the facilities and be around the team. And then I want to say training camp's going to be around October or late September. And then, so right now I'm just gearing up for training camp and getting ready to go out there and, show my abilities and, hopefully continue to move up on the roster and gain a roster spot.
And learning from a guy like Trae Young, I mean, an all-star player in the league, one of the better point guards in the NBA, that whole process, what is that going to be like for you to learn from one of the better players, better point guards in the league?
Yeah, man, I'm just going to try and soak up all I can. He's, like you said, one of the best players in the league, and, he does a lot of things that I can take and add to my game. So I'm ready to go out there, learn from him, play aside him and, compete against him. And I think, for this first year, my goal is to try to make him better and push him to his limit. So I'm going to go out there and just, try to have fun and grow my game as well.
I want to get your thoughts on this version of the Aztecs heading into this upcoming year. I know your college career is over, but you played with a number of these guys. I'm thinking about Miles Bird and Reese Waters, and there's so much excitement here locally for San Diego State. Obviously younger a year ago, reached the tournament, now a more veteran group. You've been in the Jam. What do you think of this version of San Diego State getting ready for next season?
Yeah, I went to practice today and just seeing how much talent was in the gym, man. It was great to see. I think, if this team can be really cohesive and, set all egos aside and just focus on winning, I think it'll be a very special year, for the guys. And, Miles, one of my close friends, I think he's ready to make that leap and just become a big-time leader and a big-time player for you guys. So I'm excited to watch, man. I'm going to be rooting on, and I can't wait for the season to get started.
How often do people ask you about the shot in Houston?
I still get asked about it quite a bit. My favorite part of it is hearing other people's stories of like where they were at and when the shot happened. So it's always a fun memory that I always have, something that will live with me forever. I'm just grateful for that moment for sure.
You mentioned kind of these lifelong bonds that were formed that season, and even that season had a lot of adversity that came with it, right? I go back to,
for sure.
I mean, it's amazing how college basketball works, and specifically the NCAA tournament, because you went through a little bit of everything in your college career. You were a first-round exit, right, against Creighton. I'm trying to do the timeline right, and then you broke through. And I remember leading up to that March Madness, you said, we're not just going to win, we have a chance to go far. What was it about that moment in time with that group, with all the veteran pieces? I mean, all these lifelong friends of yours, the Keyshawn Johnsons, the Nathan Menses, the Igwuka Ropes, so on and so forth. I'm missing a number of them, obviously, as well. What was it about being in that moment that gave you the faith that you could accomplish what you ultimately did as a team?
I felt it from the jump that it was more of that we were playing for each other rather than playing for anything else. And we all loved each other so much that we didn't want to let each other down. And so that's how we competed every day in practice and just how we kind of went about just our day just together. So we continued to make each other better. And I knew that, when we were playing for each other, I knew Matt Bradley, I knew Nate, I knew Keyshawn wasn't going to let me down, or I knew that they could trust on me. I wasn't going to let them down. And that's just kind of how we went into the season. And just as the season progressed, you could see that we played with that same heart and passion for each other. And, it just led to a special year.
I think it's cliche sometimes when people are like, well, this player will never have to buy a drink in this town. But Lamont Butler's legacy is cemented for forever in San Diego, along with his teammates on that iconic national championship game appearing team. Lamont, it is great to hear your voice. It's great to hear you're doing well. Please pass along your best to your family as well from us. And congratulations on everything. And we'll be following from afar and we'll be rooting you on. And thanks for doing it here today in San Diego.
Thanks, Lamont.
Thank you guys, man. Y'all the best.